everything that happened to me. And I have my stories, I don't have to tell you. I know you have your stories, and sometimes some of the stories you would be like horrified. Yeah, sad, maybe even ashamed or horrified to speak about. We all have those stories. And I can say to you, honestly, not one of those things that happened to me should not have happened, because it brought me to here in this moment. Again, I have to say, keep reminding you, everything that happened to me brought me here to you today. Everything. So you have to look at it like that. So I guess I'd say the main thing I just have in my heart is to I can't impress upon you enough to find the sacredness within your own self. Renew that knowledge, that truth. That's real. That's all. A big piece there. And don't worry. Don't be in the mind of, I have to do this way in order to be that. Just be your sacred self in compassion and joy, and share your medicine gifts, whatever they are. Whatever they are, don't be stuck with it has to look this way, it has to be that way. Then someone asked me, and I will just then finish and let maybe some questions. Someone mentioned about money, like how to deal with the money thing. What do I think about money? So I will say that, okay, money has gotten a bad rap. You feel like it's an energy. Now listen here. Money is an energy, just like everything else is an energy. How do you think about money is how you're then creating and manifesting the money. On what level? So, what level? What do you think of money? You have to find the pieces, like whatever is the fact, the truth, or lie about money. So you've got to find these pieces, because money is an energy. That's all that it is. Okay, how do you relate to energy? Where's your frequency? I asked you earlier, on a scale from 1 to 10, where's your frequency? So you could say, I'll ask you about money on a scale from 1 to 10. What's the frequency around money to you personally? So, if we say, let's say it's around 2, all right, let's say your frequency in relation to money is around 2. You got to work on the idea then of what money is to you. Okay, because that frequency is sitting in a lower based energy. Say number 2, right? You understand? So you have to change your perspective in your beliefs. What your beliefs are very powerful. Your beliefs manifest. So now, outwardly, you might say, well, I think money's really good. Let me be in abundance. But inwardly, one of those seeds may be planted in you that says, well, you're never going to have enough money. You're never going to be successful. You're never going to have whatever abundance or what. That's a seed that was planted in you that is a negative seed. So you got to find, is there a negative seed planted inside of you around money, around abundance? Because they use the term abundance. Money just happens to be in that category. Money is an energy. So what do you think? What is your innermost thinking or sense of money? Where is it on the spectrum of 1 to 10? Figure that out. Now, if it's elevated up there 9, 10, or wherever beyond, it can go beyond. Okay, so then you have no restrictions, no blocks, no energy blocks about abundance. That's how I would look at this, right? So then you could go to, okay, deserving. On the spectrum from 1 to 10, okay, where does the term deserving fit? on a spectrum from 1 to 10. Deserving. Right? Just use this term and see. Feel it. It might come to you already while I'm saying that word. Immediately I'm feeling, oh, this comes to you, right? That number came to you, that number came, I see it, I feel it, right? So you do that, go through these really significant terms that we live accordingly to, and do the spectrum from 1 to 10. Where does this love, okay, okay, use that. Where does love? Well, what kind of love? So there's a myriad places, love, unconditional love, but what does it mean to you, and where is it on the spectrum? So we could say, and we could say relationship, abundance, relationship, health. We could use all these significant words, okay, that really are very meaningful and that we attach ourselves to and latch ourselves onto. We're told, okay, and we believe about money. We believe about health. We believe this and so on and so forth. What we're indoctrinated to. So where is it for you? Indoctrinated inside of you on that level, the spectrum from 1 to 10. Where is it? These most significant things, right? Because there's information inside of you, and I call the seeds, the hidden seeds that are negative, that you might not be aware of. But when you say, so you're doing a manifestation, and we say, well, okay, so you say you have good intentions, all right? I'm going to do a manifestation. I'm going to do a health manifestation. Okay, so working with healing and health and harmony of the body, mind, and spirit. So, but unfortunately, being diagnosed with some major issue, physical health issue, but now I'm going to work to change things within myself and my environment and in my thinking. So I'm going to do some manifestation. So I'm going to, of course, you set yourself to be relaxed and calm and go down and do some breath, work. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have done this. So you take your breath and you speak to the universe. Now listen, when the universe, you're speaking, the universe is in constant listening, receiving, and responding accordingly. When we speak to the universe, and the universe listens, receives, and responds accordingly. So your energy of word, thought, and belief is what we're talking about. My word is going to be positive, right? To say I am healthy, my immune system is functioning perfectly and beautifully. Right? So that's just one little positive affirmation for health. Now, unbeknownst to us, a seed of doubt could be, and often is, present. And the seed of doubt speaks, and you might not even realize it, but it says, wait a second, health, harmony, and healing. Dr. So-and-so just diagnosed us with blah, blah, blah. That little voice has an energy that goes traveling out there to the universe to speak to the universe, and basically cuts off your positive. It's like throwing the wrench in the works into a positive affirmation. That negative seed goes out and disrupts the information. So now you think of the universe as a consciousness. The universe is a consciousness, an intelligence, responding to what it is receiving. So it receives two different messages. One, I am healthy and in harmony. My immune system is functioning perfectly. And it receives the second message from you as what? That can't be true. This can't be real. You've just been diagnosed with this major disease. So now the universe is now there's confusion. Okay, the message is now not clear, not very clear. So this is what we're talking about, energy and frequency. We are beings of energy. Our thoughts are powerful energies and frequencies. What we believe, our word. So we have to start looking at ourselves as how are we really functioning in our world in these days? The power that we really have to manifest, or the power of our word and the power of our beliefs. And so you want to be very alert and aware when you manifest. When I know a lot of people are told, or they read in books, there's those books again about how to manifest, to manifesting and so on. If you don't have the clear channel, if there's no seeds in the way that are negative, that will disrupt your beautiful affirmation, because affirmations are powerful. They really do. They really do manifest. If you have some negative information in there, you want to clean that up and make sure you really disconnect from it. Sometimes you have to redo your affirmation. If you say, wait a second, there was a little bit of a different energy that followed that beautiful speaking. I spoke beautifully to the universe about the positiveness of health and well-being and harmony that I'm receiving. Oh, I sensed there was a little something. Now I have to redo my affirmation. I'm speaking to the universe. I'm taking charge. You have to take charge. You have to know about energy. You have to know about frequency of word, frequency of thought, about how you function. So about the money, same thing. About health, it's the same thing. About relationship, about love, about abundance, success, whatever it is that, are the quick words that we, that rule us, or that we live by, or we latch upon. All right. What's the energy of them on that scale from 1 to 10? So identify those things that will help you. So on the love spectrum, why is that the energy around love on a number 2? Whoa, what the heck is that? I didn't even realize it. Because we're looking for love in all the wrong places. Well, why? Because your sense of love is on the spectrum down there on 2. Well, you got something to do now. You got some cleaning up to do. See, this is how it can help you. See. Okay, so I think that's right now going to be what is coming through. And I don't know if anyone does have any questions. I might take a few questions. I don't know. What do you think, Michal?
Do you have energy? Because you've been giving so much. My God, it's like such a huge feast. So,
okay. So I'll take a couple of questions. Let me take 1 or 2. If there's an urgent 3, I'll take a 3.
Okay.
I know it's hard, but also Michal said you can connect with me on private message on Facebook if you want to connect with me. To private message me, and then we can connect that way if you like. That I think, because yeah. And we can talk again. We can have more time together again. I think if Michal wants to do this again, I'd be very happy to.
Thank you so much. Wow, there's so much. Your abundance of knowledge and wisdom. It was just like, wow. I think I will have to repeat it and listen to it a few times to digest everything. So anybody?
Well, I will have to re-listen myself, because as I never really know very much clearly what I'm speaking about. I get little pieces, and I go,
okay.
So it's like fun for me to listen as well. So thank you so much.
Yeah. So I see that Debbie's also saying that she learned a lot from your first interview. So anybody wants to say something, or a question, or if not a question, no question. So maybe a sharing. It looks like Sue wants to say something.
No pressure. You're not required. It's okay.
Sue, did you want to say something? Yeah. So just unmute yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. That was beautiful. So much was in all of that. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Sue. Thank you.
I'm on a journey of health for myself, and my question, if you're willing to share, is there any self-care tips that you find really helpful for yourself? Because you defy your age. It's yeah, you glow from within. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's interesting you asked that question. It's a mindset, you know. I didn't realize this until you asked this question, but for a long time, I just had this internal agreement. And I don't know where it came from. It's just like I had this internal agreement that I'm going to just be young. You know, I'm just going to be young. And I didn't realize that until you just said this, Sue, because something recently has been happening now. Listen to this. This is so not right, but something's going on. So I turned 80 in December, okay? Just this past December. Do you know, this is good you asked this question, because I need to talk about this. We need to know. So recently, especially like, I'm going to say like at night, you know, like I get up once or twice to go pee, right? And right away, the monkey mind, blah, blah, blah. Listen to this. You're 80. You're getting old. How you gonna boop, boop, boop? What's gonna boop, boop, boop? And I'm like, what? What? And I'm like, stop it. Stop that. Stop. Now, I find this curious. All right. You brought this up. Thank you for that question, because really prior to, I'm telling you, there was sort of like this internal agreement, a personal agreement. I didn't think to do this. It just was there. I'm just going to be young, you know, because in our culture, you reach 50, you're supposed to look this way, you're supposed to act that way. This happens, that happens. When you're 60, that's another list of things in the book that happens to you and what you're supposed to do. And then it's like, right? All this indoctrinations, all these beliefs, right? So, but something's going on. I'm glad you brought this up, because it's not just that. Okay. I don't know about you, but you could just like raise your hand or talk to me about it if you want. How many of you hear similar, like really kind of really rotten kind of things in your head come through like that? Just quick little message. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you know that this is happening all over the world. This is interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. You get that, Sue?
Yes.
So what do you think? Give me your perspective.
I think you're onto it, and it's that monkey mind little reminders of those seeds, or that generational story, or that supposed of your age, or all of those things rolled into one. Yes. So it's unraveling them, taking them off layer by layer, and continually pulling them off as they come back and stick to you.
Yeah, it's an actual. You have to say stop. You know, like out, because it is an energy, and it's like, so. I think it's happening because there's a lot of things happening in our world that are kind of like off balance. So it's sort of like things are moving, you know, moving really, and a lot of people are experiencing some disharmony, chaos, you know. So there's something going on, and I'm thinking this is how a lot of ways it's coming through is you will hear, you know, the failure message, or the death message, or the giving up message, or, I mean, this is becoming more prevalent, I'd say, in this past couple of years. But I want to say that you're not alone if you're hearing these things, because it's a collective consciousness, that we are connected consciously, right? A collective, and we think about what's going on in the world and the environment. So we're more subject to receiving, these funky, wonky, crazy things. And so you have basically what you asked me about, health things. So before I will tell you, it's very significant and important for me that I download energetically the light, and using the physical abilities. So drawing, your hands have an energy of frequency. So speaking to the universe, whomever you want to speak to, whether it's the mother, the goddess, the sacred one, pulling down the light of energy through the crown and into my whole body as the vessel. But I speak to this. So I speak about myself. I am your. So it's like I identify myself. You have to. It's like we're friends. So Sue, I'm grandmother Threecrow. Hi, Sue. I'm introducing myself to you. I'm Amelia Bernadette. I'm grandmother Threecrow. We're making relationship now. So it's the same thing with the universe, with the creator, mother, whomever is out there, the holy ones, who work for the highest good. So I'm speaking. I am your sacred child. Identify yourself, who you are. I am your sacred child, and I am filled, and I'm receiving fully and wholly your light, your love, the frequency of your joy, your health, your well-being. All things in harmony and balance are flowing through me. I am your sacred vessel. And I am a beacon for all of your love, your health, and your joy, for all of your sacred creation. And I am your sacred creation. So these powerful, what would you call them? Give me a word. What would you call this?
It's innate.
Somebody?
It's an innate knowing. It's an accepted, boundless knowing.
It's innate knowing without any,
Yes.
It is being, right? It is being in that frequency of
Yes.
energy. There's no question, there's no doubt. I am, right? So that is very important. That's how I end my days, to go, and before I go, to sleep. And of course, I do pray for the whole of the creation and the children and all, beings, and my day begins that way in prayer with the sacred, in our tradition, with the sacred tobacco every day. So I am in that connected, and I lead ceremony in the traditional Lakota tradition. I carry a sacred pipe for the nations, for all people, so, but this is my spiritual life. But this way that I just shared with you is very, very important to do this for yourself. Your words are powerful, and also it's important to say, I am fully protected. I am protected and surrounded, filled with your protective light, and filled with your protective, surrounded by your protection.
Yeah.
So that's important. I hope that helps you. So
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
okay.